Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. I serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJ Federation of New York, where we bring you Torah and friendship and blessing and community and a little bit of music each weekday morning at 9 o'clock. It's good to see all of you here again. Now that the season of the Chagim, the holidays, are done, we get to start Torah all over again. And what a blessing that's going to be. So, let's see who's here with us. Jerry, welcome. Boker Tov. You started the year right. You reclaimed your number one position as the first comment. Barry, it's good to see you too. Hi, Stephen. Good to see you guys here. Let me grab the guitar. And we'll start with some blessing. Hindi, good to see you. Penny, hi. Yeah, seriously, glad I'm inside too. It is raining here in New York. Hindi, I'm not sure how it is in England, but this is how I experience London mornings, looking outside. Elise, good to see you. Hi. Linda, good morning. Andy, Sandy, Paula, Arlene, oh, this is so lovely. Hi, everyone. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Heather. From the Berkshires. I hope it is dreamlike. All right, let's take a breath. Start our year of Torah, because this is the beginning. Good morning, everyone. So good to see you. There are 85 of us here as of this second, sharing the beginning of a new Torah year. And for those who weren't connected to a community for these last couple of days, this is the beginning again. And what a beautiful beginning it is. What a year we are praying for. What openness we bring to what Torah might help us create in the world. So the last couple of days were Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah. Simchat Torah is the holiday where we complete our cycle of reading the entire Torah, and then we begin again. And we do it instantly. It's such a powerful thing. I have very, very stark memories of being in Berkeley, California, where I served as a pulpit rabbi for 11 years. And whenever we would get to the end of the Torah, whoever was reading, but I remember one fabulous, wonderful, sensitive human being, Glenn Macerano, would get up to the Torah. And when he would read the final parts of the Torah, which depict the death of Moshe, the death of Moses, he would just dissolve into tears. And I felt exactly the same way, saying goodbye to someone who taught us well, led us well, gave of himself, sacrificed for the common good, and tried to share wisdom that would reach far beyond his lifetime. Wisdom we still study today. And those tears, they never went away, actually. Sort of things happened so fast, the tears were still on our cheeks when we would lift that Torah, show everyone that we made it to the end, and then take a second Torah and put it on the reading table, because you begin the Torah the moment you end it. And what a powerful feeling that is, to reach the end of one cycle and to immediately launch into a new one. And I thought about that yesterday. I had an incredible experience that, not a lot of people did. I feel very fortunate that I did. My community obviously is taking incredible precautions to keep everyone safe in the face of some really terrible irresponsibility in parts of the American community and parts of the Jewish community here in New York and elsewhere, to watch safety protocols be the way that we fulfill Torah is incredibly affirming and important and deserves amplification. Torah calls us to always preserve life and protect each other. That is the Jewish way of being in this moment. Rarely should we agree about any of the big questions. I don't think that's really the way Jews work. But when it comes to public safety, there is no other opinion. We are all created in the image of God, and none of us is expendable. And because of that, and because we know that taking these precautions preserves someone else's life, we are called to do everything we can. And so to see a shul embody this was incredibly important. Here's how we did Simchas Torah, and I was so nervous about what it was going to feel like. There was a small service of very few people that had been in the sanctuary, and then the Torah was brought into the neighborhood. And on Simchas Torah, we dance with the Torah. And I have to say, I felt, and still do, that there are ways that we could bring Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur and other holidays into our homes and share them even digitally and feel their power. I'm not sure about all the holidays, but those I think worked. And in fact, Hanukkah, which will be the next holiday coming up, is a home-based holiday. And so I think that we can translate into these very strange days. But Simchas Torah, where we dance with the Torah, what a very, very complicated way to experience what is usually, I embrace the Torah, I hold the Torah to me, and I dance with it. How do you do that when you can't do that? Just pausing for a second. Hillel Alon, you're making Aliyah tomorrow. Mazal Tov to you. Hatzlacha to you. Bless you so much. Thank you for going home, for carrying us with you, for knowing that we celebrate you and your family. May it be smooth, may it be successful, may you land supported and experience only good when you arrive. So this is what happened, Simchas Torah in my community. They announced a few different stops along the way, charting out a map of our neighborhood. And the first stop was going to be at the shul. The next stop was going to be actually near a baseball field where my children and I play. And so we decided to meet the Torah. Oh, I'm going to get so emotional. I know it's okay. I just want to let you know it's coming. We decided to greet the Torah where we play. And we got there in time. And all of a sudden, and there was a decent crowd. We were all 6 feet from each other, seeing each other, trying to recognize each other, that we were wearing masks, watching our children in masks run around a little bit. What complicated times we're in. And then all of a sudden I heard a tof, a doumbek, a sort of the handheld drum from the Middle East and from Africa. And the Torah arrived. My rabbi was carrying the Torah to us. And she carried the Torah, dancing alone, but not really. She had the Torah and the Torah had her. And the drum was keeping beat. And all of us started clapping. I was glad I was wearing a mask because I just couldn't hold back the tears. Because after all, I speaking for me, I miss everything, but I just want to be close to Torah. And here we are each morning sharing this glorious community that we're creating. And I don't take it for granted, and I don't want to minimize it. But what a gorgeous thing it is to hold a Torah. And it's been a long time since I've been able to hold a Torah or kiss a Torah. So to see the Torah dance on that field, to come near to people, the people who love it. And I was so conflicted. I wanted to hold the Torah and I couldn't. I wanted to be near the Torah. I couldn't be. But the Torah was coming close. And we say every morning this beautiful tefillah. My children and I have the ritual of saying this as we go to school together. We say, V'ha'arevna Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Torah b'finu. God, make the words of Torah sweet for us. Well, here was the Torah making the moment sweet for us. And when we danced around twice, really distant from each other, but we danced, and then we followed the Torah to the next hakafah, to the next stop. And it was incredible to see the Torah walk in the street, to see the Torah walk in the world again. It returned my heart, and I hope it did that for other people. And I watched kids on scooters and skateboards and parents walking and people who aren't parents just walking together, old and young, keeping pace with Torah, dancing together, dancing one more time. On the one hand, I felt like this was such a minimized version of sort of the explosion that Simchas Torah really is. It's kind of chaotic. It's not entirely simple or always pleasant. People can lose control, but there's something about being in a community where the life just can't be contained, to being in a community where in order to preserve life, we have to be contained. And the Torah met us where we were. So that's what I'm walking with right now, and I wanted to invite you to walk with me. We begin the Torah this week. This week is Breisheet. This week is Genesis. This is where it all begins. And I know that we are not in the garden anymore. We spent just a few days as human beings in the garden, and then we found ourselves in a world where in order to birth life, there is pain. In order to earn from the earth, there is labor. And that pain and that labor is sacred because it leads towards life and sustenance and bounty. I learned yesterday that the Torah will greet us, and it's okay to be overwhelmed by the proximity. And I feel encouraged, and I'd like you to feel encouraged too, to learn Torah together as a community. Now, Cynthia, you're asking, am I hopeful that after that experience it will all come back? I don't want it to be the way it was. I want us to make better decisions than we've made. I want Torah and community back in the safest and most passionate of ways. And that means that people of faith need to take care of each other. And so far, that has been a partial fulfillment. I think we need to do better than we've done, Cynthia. So do I think we'll all come back? I think more than what we've had will return. If, and I'll just quote my favorite teacher, Dr. Seuss, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get better. It's not. So I want to invite all of you to explore Torah to its fullest. Go to myjewishlearning.com and explore the resources there. Join us every morning at 9 o'clock in the morning so we can learn and grow and share and cry and laugh and dance. And one day soon, as we continue this cycle that we're about to begin, may we find each other in the real world. May we hold hands, do a little dancing, and I guarantee you, the Torah will meet us there too, joyful and ready. So may we do our part, make good decisions. And that involves, in these crazy weeks, especially in America, register. Make sure you vote. Have a plan to vote. Have the people near you make a plan so that they can safely vote. Go early if your area permits it. Make sure that you are present and counted. Judaism teaches us that it is upon us to seek the welfare of our government, without which people would hurt each other. And unfortunately, we see so much of that happening today. A Torah journey includes and must include the sacred mandate to take care of each other, our neighbors as ourselves. So, let's learn Torah this year. Let's make sure that we do everything in our power to take care of each other, and that means taking care of ourselves. And if learning Torah is a way of strengthening your soul, then we are accomplishing a whole lot every weekday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. I cannot wait to start talking about Breisheet tomorrow, to start talking about this week's Parsha, the very new one, that we've never seen before, even if we've read it. May each Parsha in turn become our favorite, because of either what it teaches or how we respond, and sometimes both. Here we go. Take care, everybody. Boker Tov. See you tomorrow at 9.